Hello everyone, Miss Elizabeth here for First Congregational Church of Muskegon Confirmation class. For today's video lesson, we're continuing Unit 4, the unit in our curriculum about how what we believe in our hearts shows in how we behave towards one another. Our lesson today is about gratitude. We're following the Progressive Christianity curriculum that First Congregational Church has purchased, although we do not own the copyright to that material. Gratitude opens the heart and allows love to flow through our lives. Cultivating an attitude of thanksgiving for all that we receive is the surest way to awaken awareness to God's presence in every moment. Our affirmation is, I give thanks to every giver and to the one source of all that is. Here's some quotes I want to share. From the Bible, Book of James, chapter 1, verse 17. Every generous act of giving with every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shadow due to change. And Cicero said, a thankful heart is not only the greatest virtue, but the parent of all other virtues. Former Governor and UN Ambassador Nikki Haley said, being grateful is about the future, not the past. Real, active gratitude carries a responsibility to share the blessings in your life with others, to make a conscious effort to make life better for others. Gratitude doesn't mean closing your eyes to the bad in the world, but opening your eyes to the good. And there is a lot of good. In the Bible, the first book of Timothy, chapter 4, verse 4 says, for everything created by God is good, and nothing is to be rejected, provided it is received with thanksgiving. Author Khalil Gibran said, you pray in your distress and in your need. Would that you might pray also in the fullness of your joy and in your days of abundance. And from the song Ode to Joy by Beethoven, thou art giving and forgiving, ever blessing, ever blessed, wellspring of the joy of living, ocean depth of happy rest. And from author Anne Lamott, gratitude begins in our hearts and then dovetails into behavior. It almost always makes you willing to be of service, which is where the joy resides. It means that you are willing to stop being such a jerk. Expressing gratitude. When we are not grateful to the giver of our blessings, we develop insensitivity and an attitude of entitlement. This shuts us out of the divine flow and keeps us distant from grace. In contrast, expressing gratitude opens our hearts and invites more blessings into our lives. My favorite author, Anne Lamott, in her book, Help, Thanks, Wow, the 3 Essential Prayers, said it this way: when you are aware of all that has been given to you in your lifetime and the past few days, it is hard not to be humbled and pleased to give back. In the Philippines, at the class of 2015 commencement for the graduating women of Assumption College, Speaker Nipun Mehta gave a speech that teaches the importance of gratitude, among other things. Mehta, who is the founder of ServiceSpace.org, an all-volunteer-run organization that leverages technology to inspire generosity-driven social change, said this: "Our aliveness is a measure of our awareness that everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly, is a gift." One of my very dear friends is a guy named Pancho, who is involved in many grassroots causes. A few years ago, at the Occupy movement, when there was a risk of violence, he decided, as he says, to step up his nonviolence. He started meditating in front of City Hall in Oakland to bring some calm energy into the chaos. However, the police didn't see his intention and arrested him. In his jail cell, his motion was restricted with shackles. Lights are constantly on. Every hour, the door would slam open for a checkup. The bathroom is right in the corner of your cell. It was downright filthy. In short, a pretty dehumanizing place. On top of it, he's a vegan, so the only food he could eat was an orange. So, in 4 days there, he had 4 oranges. Yet, he saw it all as a gift. He felt grateful and wanted to pay it forward. At one point, the prison guards gave him a pouch with a toothbrush and a few basic amenities, including a small paper and pencil. The next day, prison guard sees him sitting quietly with his eyes closed and a smile on his face. "Hey, what are you doing?" they ask him. "Just self-care," he says. By the next day, the guards are used to that and come by to take a selfie. On the third day, Pancho, who has befriended the guards simply by virtue of his gentle peace, asks the guard, "Hey, can I get another one of those pouches?" They obliged him. And on day 4, before he's about to be released, Pancho, with all of his constraints, cleans up the whole cell, and on that extra piece of paper, he writes, "Dear brother, you don't know me, but I want you to know that I love you. I was in the jail cell before you, and I cleaned it for you. Now you're it. If you're so moved, you can also do the same for the person who comes after you." No matter what the circumstance, even if our hands are tied up and we've been in prison with 1 orange a day, we can always find a heart of gratitude. My dear trailblazers, go shower the world with your gratitude. Not just a superficial gratitude when nature aligns itself with your plans, but an unconditional gratitude for the mere joy of being alive. Unfortunately, the world you are inheriting is a bit wounded, but it's nothing that your creativity can't handle. While the media invites us to take refuge in narratives of greed and grit, I hope you will remember the gentle power of generosity, grace, and gratitude, and how they strengthen each other into a virtuous cycle that can heal us. So, what are some of the ways we show gratitude, generosity, grace? I'll put a link in the description section for this video lesson to the gratefulness.org website, where you can read Nipun Mehta's entire speech to the Assumption College graduates. And for those of you joining us in the FCC Youth Worship virtual hangout session later today, I can't wait to hear what ideas you have for ways to show gratitude. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.